Hello everybody, in this video I'm going to be drawing 3 different ways to draw female manga eyes. They're not so different, but it's the 3 ways that I tend to draw them the most. This box here is going to help help me show you how I actually draw them. So, okay. So if we divide this side into fourths, just like that, at this top line, start drawing a diagonal line at about a 45-degree angle, and then once you're about halfway from here to here, start curving the line upwards. Then when you get to about this line, which marks 3/4 across the square, start curving it all the way down to about, if we divide this into thirds, this top line. And then I like to thicken the eyelashes starting from here. I draw it, I pretty much just mimic the upper line. The lower lash line is going to start about 1/8 of the way across the entire length of the square, so about here. And then we're going to curve, it's going to be a slightly curved line, and go down. And after you get midway, you start curving it up a little bit towards the end of the upper lash. Yeah, stop it at about 7/8 of the way across, so there's going to be 1/8 of the distance left there. The iris, or the when I draw it, I start drawing it from the top at about 3/4 of the way across the length of this square, and the line is curved slightly until halfway, and then we start curving it back in. And I do the same thing at the other side, only this time the iris starts at about 1/4 of the distance across the square. For the pupil, I don't really draw all of it, but it's gonna be about the width of the eye across here should be about the same distance from the end of the iris to the center point. I usually just estimate it. And for a majority of my drawings, the light source always comes from the left, so that's where I usually put the highlight. Okay, so this is the first eye. I guess I'm gonna ink it, then I'll get back to you on the other two. The second eye is going to be tilted a little bit more than the first eye that I drew. So I'm going to start the lash here at about 2/3 up from, or 1/3 of the way down the length of the square. I'm going to start with a drawing a line from there at a 45-degree angle again. Then I'm gonna, then when you get halfway, like at 1/8 to the length, 1/8 of the length of this side here, start another line curving up towards this, towards the line that marks 3/4. Then curve this down about 1/6 of the way down to the, because it's like halfway, this halfway point. Then, like before, I'm just gonna draw a line from here and copy the flow of the lines on the top. And I'm gonna draw this out a little bit and draw a point, like from here, draw a diagonal towards the draw a diagonal line towards the bottom of the square. So for the bottom lash line, it's just going to be the same as this one. You're going to start at about 1/8, a little bit above from the bottom, and draw the line curving down. And after you get, you're going to go a little bit past the halfway point, just because that makes the eye look sharper, and then curve it up towards this line. Again, till you're about 1/8, 7/8 across this distance. We're going to fast forward through this part, but it's the same, drawing the iris and everything, it's the same here. So I'm just going to start the time lapse now, since we've been over this. Okay, so this one's gonna be like kind of the top lash is going to be flat, so it's not going to reach up to the top. So start 1/3 down the length of the side of the square, then draw a 45-degree angle until you get to about 1/8 of the way across the length of the side, and then just draw pretty much a straight line across. I'm going to do the same with the bottom. This upper lash is going to go past the square line, and then curve back into it, like, or not curve, just draw a diagonal line back towards the inside and towards the bottom of the square. The lower lash line is again going to start about 1/8 of the way across. Curve down. After the halfway point, start curving up. And then the iris, I'm going to put this in time lapse now. Okay, so these are the 3 different eyes that I have drawn and colored for you. I didn't really shade in the eyes or tell you how to do it because I kind of prefer color in the eyes. Plus there are a lot of different ways to approach it. The main thing is that the top of the eye should be darker than the bottom. Like, the highlights usually at the bottom. Well, not this highlight. This marks the light source, but the highlighted color should be towards the bottom of the pupil. But yeah. So if you want to imitate this in black, say, if you're doing a black and white drawing, you'd pretty much just start off with like a mid-tone in all of the areas except at this bottom crescent here, and then just darken the edges around the pupil, around the inside of the pupil, then around the edge of the iris here. So, yeah. Yeah, these first 2 aren't so different really. But these are the 3 ways I tend to draw the eyes the most. I'll probably work on like picking up other ways to draw eyes, because this is pretty limited for girls. But yeah.